Hi, this is Meg Van Camper back with another campground review. Today we're headed to Wrights Beach in Bodega Bay. It's an amazing campground. I can't wait to show you around. We are about 2.5 hours away, so we'll check back in with you soon. Also, go Chiefs! Please don't turn this off if you're not a Chiefs fan.
It always kept me in the dark. I never thought I could shake this heartache until I saw your light, and it's got me feeling like life is good, yeah. Life is good, yeah.
This is campsite number 9. It is considered a premium campsite, and I think you can probably see why. It's literally on the beach. It's amazing. I have never experienced a campsite quite like this before, ever. All the campsites have a fire ring and a picnic table and these are what I call like a raccoon box instead of the giant big bear boxes, but they all have one. And then not all of them, but with these premium sites, you literally just walk forward and now I'm on the beach. One thing about this beach is the sand feels kind of rocky. It's not super soft sand. So if you're walking barefoot or your toddlers or children are sensitive to, like, I don't know, pokey things, or if you have a child on the spectrum and they're sensory sensitive, this might not be a great spot to walk barefoot. Something that I completely forgot about because it's been a minute since we've been here, but the sun is extremely bright and there is not a lot of shade, especially in these premium sites. So bring a lot of sunscreen or one of those like pop-ups that give you a lot of shade. They do have spigots here. This never was on here before, I don't think, but it does say please do not wash your feet, no RV fill, and please conserve our water. Everything is basically set up. Now I'm just gonna heat our dinner up. We got Olive Garden. I know that's not a very campy thing to do, but for us, cooking is not like part of it doesn't enrich the experience. So before we got a rig, we would just heat our food up on the fire, and that was like easy for us. And so if you're new to camping, or you know, you're thinking like, oh, camping's so much work, it doesn't have to be. You can do little things like that that really help the process be a little bit like easier and not as much cleanup. So yeah, I'm gonna heat everything up and we'll check back in. We bought this, and the very first day we got it, I dropped it. So we taped it up, or my husband taped it up, and we still use it. It still works. The weather here is beautiful. It's October 4th, and on the coast, like fall is actually really great weather. Pretty warm. So I would bring a variety of clothing, like many layers. Wrights Beach is one of the most dangerous beaches, actually, because they get sleeper waves and there is like a big dip. So they say not to let your dogs in the water or children play in the water, or really anybody. People do fish here, but it's just a really dangerous beach.
All I want is just to know.
I know I already mentioned it, but when I say this beach is dangerous, like, you need to have your dogs on a leash. Like, dogs die here a lot, and it's really, really sad. So just keep your dogs on a leash, follow the rules, so you have a good camping trip and it's not you leaving devastated. I don't know if you can tell how pebbly this is, but this is what I'm talking about when I say it's not sand, it's like mostly little pebbles. If you see right here, all of these are premium campsites, and then over there is another one. It's just tucked away. We're going back to the campsite and we're going to start a fire and get into warm clothes. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. It's time to talk about the raccoon situation here. The last few times we've come, the raccoons have been intense. Like, so intense that they seem to have no fear of human beings whatsoever. And there's like a pack of them. So I would say there's probably like 6, 7, 8 raccoons that like just decided to try to get our things. And we saw a fox. So be prepared for raccoons. It's getting dark, so we'll see if and when they come out. Yeah, if you are afraid of critters like that, I would be in your tent in the evening or come in a rig so they can't get you. I mean, they're not trying to get you, but yeah, they're definitely intense. Also, intense sounds like I was saying it. Intense. Get it? Like in a tent. Intense. Intense. Out of all the campgrounds I think I've ever been to, I'd say this is the most calm. Usually it's families, and even with kids, it's so quiet. I don't know what it is. Maybe the ocean's just so loud that it drowns everybody out. But it's so relaxing and calm, and everybody is just, it seems like everybody is in like a zen state. Oh my gosh. Also, some man is out there trying to get his dog to look at him, and it's so cute. He's like, Charlie, Charlie. It's so cute. I love people trying to get a picture with his dog looking at him. So sweet. So once the sun goes down, the temperature drops like dramatically. Like, it is really, really cold. So at night, I would suggest bringing, I know I said layers earlier, but bring like a heavy duty jacket, not like a snow coat. But if you're in a tent, like every time we've camped here, we've been like really, really cold. So bring really warm clothes with you. And if you're just like hanging out by the campfire, bring like a really warm jacket. Well, looks like I'm at a rave. That's just my child. It's just my child's maraca. But I have my cow blanket on now, and we are cozying up by the fire, and we're gonna go to bed soon. So I will talk to you in the morning. Just for now. Good morning. It is, what time is it? 7:38, and we are awake, just trying to get ready, and then we're gonna go to a place called the Birds Cafe. We went there in my video about Bodega Dunes, so we're going to show you guys again if you haven't watched that. If you have, I apologize that it's a duplicate, but we love going there. We have to go there every time we're here, so we're going to go get coffee in a little bit, and I'll check in then. To make the whole thing disappear, I've been lost, the fog's begun to clear. As we were driving to the coffee shop, we just passed Bodega Dunes, and it's another campground here. I did a video on it, so you can look that up if that's something you're interested in. Because Wrights is so hard to get into, if you can't get into it, you can also try Bodega Dunes. It's definitely not the same feel. It's not as nice. But this area in general, Bodega Bay, is just such a treat to go to that if you're not able to get into Wrights Beach, I definitely suggest trying Bodega Dunes.
time around.
Lunch doesn't start until 11, so we're just hanging out. But I wanted to share that we ran into these two guys, and they are biking all the way from British Columbia to San Francisco. They're on like the last day of their bike excursion, I guess you could call it. And it was just amazing. They're in their 60s, guys. Their 60s. And they went all the way from British Columbia to San Francisco, or going to San Francisco. That's insane. So it's just a reminder to one and all that if you want to do something and you have it in your heart, just do it. You can do it. Like, we can do anything we put our minds to, and the only thing stopping us is ourselves. Lunch was okay. I've had better. I don't know, they were just having an off day, which is to be expected from any restaurant. So, but 90% of the time, 95, 98% of the time, it's delicious. So, definitely suggest going there. Get the fish and chips. You won't regret it, hopefully. All right, we're just taking a walk now. I'll just kind of show you around a little bit. So, if you see this way, our spot is right there, and it just kind of comes in here. There's nothing, no campsites right here. It's all empty. And then there's the garbage can and recycle. And up there is the bathrooms I'll show you. And this is the other side, so it's kind of like a little loop that goes around that way. And again, that's our camper. And then it just loops around this way. This is the bathroom building. And then my husband's using the bathroom, but then once he comes out, I'll go inside one. And then this is the bathroom. It's a decent size. They have, they actually have toilet covers, which is not always the case. Toilet paper, and they have a mirror, which is not always the case. And again, like most places, they don't have any hand towels or soap. In the area with the bathrooms, they have drinking water fountains. They also do have quite a few bathrooms. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 bathrooms. And yeah, see, this is the sign that shows how dangerous this place is. I mean, when I say dangerous, this place is in the ocean, and why you don't want to get too close. They do have a camp host on site, and they have firewood sales from 2 to 7. They don't show the price though, which is kind of weird. It's usually between $10 and $15. This is the other side. None of these are premium sites, but we've stayed on this side and it's pretty nice. They do have a trash can over here and bathrooms as well. This is site 21. Some of these sites aren't very big. So if you have a rig, you could probably fit one, and depending on the size of it, like not a car. So you just need to keep that in mind when you're booking here. There's not a ton of room, and it's like all really hard ground. So it's not super easy to put your stakes in for your tent. But this is site 23, and it's much bigger, so you could fit a rig in 2 cars, and tents, maybe like 2, 3, or 4 tents. This is towards the entrance, and this is the main entrance to the beach. So if you're not at a premium site, this is where you enter. Some like one family entered through our campsite because we're right on the beach. And like, we don't mind, but depends on who's at those campsites. You don't want to really intrude on their personal space. This is the day use parking, so you can come here for the day and just park. And then, like, I don't know if you can see it, but over there, there's people who have like a pop-up and they're just hanging out. They have picnic tables and actually fire rings over here. Wow, I've never noticed that before. So if you're coming here for the day, it looks like you can actually make a fire. Up this way towards the entrance where you check in, they actually have like day use spots that are lettered. So you can hang out there for the day, and it's first come, first serve. There's a lot of people in the day use spots where you can like actually like hang out, and it's like an actual spot, and I just don't want to be rude and like walk up on their little campsite and film. So I'm not gonna go over there, but I'll try to grab it, like film it really quick on our way out. And that's basically the whole campground. There's just not a lot of spots here. There's not a whole lot to do, but it's the most peaceful, relaxing campground that we've been to so far. So if that's what you're looking for, just try your best to get a spot here. Also, because it's so windy, it's like the perfect place to fly kites. Also, update on the raccoon situation. We didn't see any. We just saw one big fat one. Here's other premium sides. They're all pretty nice. I'm really liking our current spot though.
This one's huge.
Yeah, this one's pretty big. This is site 12. We stayed here with my dad and our friends, and we actually were able to fit 3 tents and 2 cars. So one of our friends was here, our tent was over here, and my dad was kind of under the trees over there. They don't have showers at this campground, but if you're camping here, you can go over to Bodega Dunes and use their showers. They don't have a dump station or water fill-up, so again, you can go to Bodega Dunes and do that there. I'm sorry if I'm out of breath. We're walking Elijah around because he took a nap in the stroller. But I was going to talk about, like, is this place autism friendly? I would say definitely. We haven't gotten a lot of stares or anything like that. People are friendly for the most part. And if you have a sensory sensitive child, besides like the obvious things like the sand, I think it's pretty much fine. There's not a ton of cars driving around because it's not a very big campground. Everything's really quiet. But if you have a sensory seeker, I would say this is like, I don't know, out of 10, I would say it's like maybe a 5, 6. Just because there's not a ton of stuff to do. And if they're not into the sand, then there wouldn't be a whole lot for them to do, but there's plenty of space to run around. There's concrete, so they don't have to only be on sand. And there's safe plants they can go around and touch and things to explore. So yeah, it's another beautiful, perfect sunset here. I still can't get over it. It's like, it doesn't even feel real. I don't know, something about a Wrights beach sunset feels different than other places. We've just really been hanging out most of the day. Elijah took a nap. We kind of just not really been doing much. There's not a whole lot to do around here, so. But it's been nice and relaxing. We're gonna eat dinner, and then I'll catch up after about a few little bits of information I forgot to share. But I'm starving, so I'll be right back. I would just like to show this example of how being outdoors really, I don't know if this is for all children with autism, but like specifically with Elijah, like there's sand all over his book. He hates sand, but because we're outside, we're giving him the sensory input that he needs. Like, he's touching sand, and I mean, these are the types of things, this is why we do it. Like, this is exactly why we spend majority of our life outside for him, because it's helping him grow. So if you have a child on the spectrum and they're struggling with things, I don't know, I always say try camping. You never know. One thing I did forget to mention is that there are no hookup sites here. It's all dry camping. So if you're someone that needs hookups, do not come here because there are none. We don't have a problem with it. It is warm, however, it's not hot enough where you need your AC, because it cools down so much at night. So you're good to go. You don't need AC. We're planning on leaving tomorrow pretty early because football season is here and we want to watch the game. So I thought I'd wrap it up before we actually leave. Overall, our stay here is amazing. It always is. So I highly suggest that you come visit if you can. I don't really think there's much more information to share. So thank you guys for watching and following along. If you haven't and you're finding this video or my channel in general useful for you, if you could like and subscribe to my channel, it helps me out a lot. And also share it with anybody else that you think might be able to get some kind of benefit from it. That would be awesome. I hope you guys go and find wonderful adventures, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye. One thing I did forget to say is that the service here for cell phone use is very, very spotty. So I could get a text here and there, get on like social media if I need to check something here and there, but it's very, very spotty. All right, for real this time. See you on the other side.